How you doing, fellas? Today, wanted to talk about the importance of mental health, especially in fatherhood. There's a concept that you'll hear pretty often that you should treat yourself like someone you care about. And I think that's very important. But there's a way that you should look at it specifically through the frame of fatherhood that should explain it a lot better. As a father, you feel a sense of duty to the people in your family, the members of your family, your wife, your children, the parents of your spouse. But you should also, as a member of your own family, feel an obligation to take care of yourself. And for the number one thing, that means mental health. Mental health is pretty much the key to every other aspect of self-improvement. If you don't feel mentally stable, mentally healthy, then you typically will slack on just about every other aspect of self-improvement, including the gym, which that's actually kind of a reciprocating cycle, because you can not feel good one day, skip the gym, not feel good because you skipped the gym, and it becomes a downward spiral. And the reverse is also true. You can actively take steps to improve your mental health, and it becomes an upward spiral where you feel good, so you go to the gym, and you went to the gym so you feel good, and vice versa. As far as what you can do for mental health, the number one thing, in my opinion, for mental health specifically is meditation. As far as any important caveats to that, I would say, like I've said before, that a meta skill of expression is necessary, because you can have all of the most important thoughts of your life, and if you have no way of remembering them or documenting them, they'll slip back into your subconscious where they affect you without you knowing, just like they were before you had that thought. So mental health is definitely something that you need to be taking care of if you want to be effective as a father. Another part of that is things like hygiene. One of the biggest factors of death in general is heart failure and heart disease. One of the main contributors to it is dental hygiene. And typically you have to be in a pretty bad mental state or just not care about yourself at all to forego something like that. And that's not to say that you're wrong as a person. It's to say that you need to focus on your mental health, because that's typically what's causing you to neglect something like that. There's a lot of people who, they don't change their sheets that often. They'll wear clothes more than once, in a row without taking a shower, because they're just like, oh, well, I'm just going to work anyway, so it doesn't really matter. That kind of stuff matters. And it's typically a sign that you don't care enough about yourself. I struggled with that when I was going through my mental health issues, and mostly it manifested as me viewing it as unimportant. I had other things to do. I had other people I needed to take care of. So the parts of my life that benefited my health fell by the wayside. But as a provider for a family, that doesn't make sense. Inherently, you need to be the healthiest person, because the second you stop being able to provide, everyone else's health declines as well. You need to be able to take care of yourself. You need to be able to provide for your family. And all of that is wrapped up in the idea that you need to take the idea of your health seriously. If you are struggling with mental health, I would encourage self-improvement tactics. And if you are able to financially, I would encourage you to get serious help. Took kind of a serious turn there at the end. That all being said, if you're struggling with this kind of thing, I don't beat yourself up about it, that's something I did when I was going through it. It doesn't help. It doesn't help to view yourself as less because you're struggling with this kind of thing, and it especially doesn't help the feelings of inadequacy that you can have when you can't get through a day without struggling with some kind of mental anguish. A lot of that can be PTSD if it's an isolated event, but a lot of it can also be complex PTSD where it's happening multiple times throughout your life, generally in childhood, something that affects you as a person. It's a bad lesson learned. Typically that can be things like neglect or physical punishment, like if your parents were abusive verbally or physically. That stuff can carry with you for forever, honestly. And there are ways to help it, but you have to take those steps, and you can't blame yourself. And really, one of the bigger steps that can help is trying to be grateful for the good things that came out of that relationship. Because of course, obviously, it's not good for you to have been abused or for you to have been neglected. But hating the people who are closest to you is not going to help. It just doesn't help. Typically, it simply results in you feeling worse and them never knowing how you feel. So, if you are struggling, seek help, either from the friends and family that you hold close, through self-improvement, or through professional means. And peace.